Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. So today we're going to be reviewing ThiEyE camera. This is kind of a GoPro replica type style of camera, and what this one does is it gives you ultra 4K HD. You can see how the form factor is kind of a GoPro style. It should fit in a lot of the same cases, although this one does apparently come with its own waterproof case. You can see how this one's all together here. It's got the cool mounting system. So today we're going to go ahead and unbox this, go ahead and inspect it, set it up, and go ahead and do like a flight test with it on one of my quadcopters and see how that all works out. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start the unboxing on this. Don't forget that I will have the link down in the description if you are interested in checking out this camera, seeing what the current pricing is and stuff, and more specs. Go ahead and check out that that link down there. So anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and unbox this thing. So here's the manual here. They're actually in a larger cardboard box that I'm not showing here, but anyway, there we go. So taking the top off, and this is what we can expect. The ThiEyE camera. I'm just going to pull the camera itself out. It's already in its waterproof casing, and if we pop it open here, we can kind of access the inside. Looks like it's sealed very well, and that's, you can see that we've got 4 buttons on our waterproof casing here. Set that on the side for a sec. But anyway, here's the camera. So ThiEyE, I'm not sure, I guess that's how you say it. This is the i60e model. We've got a power button in the front. We've got a on and off start and stop button on the top with a little LED light there. Then over here on this side, we've got a wireless button that's also a menu up, and then a menu down button there. There's a little speakerphone or microphone here I can see underneath. And switching over to the back, we have our 2-inch LCD screen. And on the other side, we have a micro SD card slot and a micro USB and an HDMI port as well. I contacted ThiEyE company, and they said that there's no video out on this. So that's kind of unfortunate, because apparently you can't do any kind of FPV on this. I was kind of interested in doing some FPV on one of my quadcopters, but they said you can't, so I guess not. Anyway, there's the lens on the front, the 170 degree field of view lens, and the battery here on the bottom. Let's see if we can take this out. Looks like you gotta have some little bit of nails to pull this door off. Just pull it off like that and access the battery here. And it looks like it has a 3.7 volt 1050 milliamp hour LiPo. They give you only one in the box apparently so far. But before I say that, let's go ahead and take this other box out. And it looks like the only other thing is the manual on the bottom here. So we've got the manual, and then we've got this other little box. So let's go ahead and open up this little included accessory box here. So just opening this up, and here's what we get. So we've got a little thumb tightener screw for the mount. We've got 2 mounts here, actually 2 sticky pads, and then 1 mount. It's like one of those slide lock mounts that already has a sticky pad on it. A micro USB cable for charging, and then the clip for the cam. So this, in the waterproof case, this is what you would go ahead and tighten to the bottom with this thumb screw. I like the colors, this orange and black, pretty cool. Nice looking colors there. Looks like it'll be easy to spot this, peripheral if you leave it hanging around. Anyway, that's everything you get in the box. So you do only get 1 battery. And you're just going to have to be careful with this battery door, because just like a lot of them, the battery door does not hinge or anything, so you could lose it if it falls off. See if I can just go ahead and power this up and see what the menu looks like. So I'm holding in power, and then we see that when we power on, we've got this chime, and then we're seeing the eye there. And there's our image. So there's a waterproof case there. It's set at 1080p 30 here out of the box. And let's see what we can do. So is there a touch screen? This is not touch screen. Let's see what happens if we go into the menu. So I'm going to go ahead and push this front mode button here. And that's bringing us into picture and then back down into 720. And then this is going to be playing photos and video. All the while I'm just pressing that each time. And then here it looks like we're getting into the menu when we press it again. Let me see if I press the top button on the menu. Okay, there we go. So there's all our video resolution. We can do voice recording, time-lapse video, looping record, slow motion. And then if we press the top on one of these settings, there we go. So we can change it there when we press the top. So that's it for that menu, and then I'm going to push that front button again. And that brings us over to the next tab, which is the photo. So that was, the previous one was the video. So this photo, we have our photo resolution, self-timer, time-lapse photo, photo burst. Cool, so we have a lot of options here. Pressing in that front button again, we got our exposure settings we can adjust. We have our white balance, Wi-Fi on or off. 180 degree, kind of like reversing the lens, so you can go upside down or right side up. Car mode, not really sure what that is. Maybe that's continuous recording or loops. Maybe it does like loops once in a while. Power frequencies, set to auto. LED indicator lights, you can turn those off and on. Display off time, 30 seconds. Auto shutdown, you can set a time. Date stamp you can put on there if you wanted to. Pressing that front button again, and here's some more menu settings. So we've got language, date and time, format. I assume that would format an SD card if you got one in there. Reset to factory settings, and you can check your firmware version. And press OK to exit. Pressing that top to exit. So it looks to me like that's pretty much everything you can do. Oh wow, okay, so you can actually do some zoom in just by holding in this top and bottom selection menu with the arrows. Look at that. So we can do some zooming in. So if you say this would be good if you have it like on a quadcopter or something where there's something in the view and you wanted to go ahead and get those out of the view, go ahead and hold that down and you can go ahead and zoom in and out a little bit. It looks like if you press it individually you can't. If you press it individually, you're muting the microphone on the bottom arrow. And if you press it individually on the top, you're turning off and on the wireless. So I'm going to go ahead and press up to exit the Wi-Fi. Okay, cool. So remember, to zoom in, you have to click and hold the button to do any kind of zooming. So I'm going to click and hold to come all the way out. So that's a good feature. You know, at least you can do the zooming, but that's basically all this thing has. It's not fully featured like some of the other more expensive, you know, action cams, but if you don't need all those other settings, like, you know, some of those action cams have like motion detection, FPV out, and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, so that's the camera. Let's go ahead and take this thing out, get some video. I may or may not do any waterproof video, but I will definitely get some video like up on one of the quadcopters I'm reviewing, so you can kind of see some, like, you know, aerial video of how this thing is performing, and you can judge for yourself on the picture. All right, cool. So let's get out there and do a test.
Yeah, cool, there we go, ready to fly. Awesome. Go ahead and stop this recording.